Oh, all is well. Is that Victor?
Yes, yes, it is. It is.
Oh, yes, sir. You inspire me, and I thank you. It's a
I'm up.
great day.
I'm up early this morning again.
Yes, yes. I noticed the temperature is rising.
Oh
Yes.
yes, yes.
Is that Sylvia? Yes, yes. And Ted. Wonderful. And my good friend and brother, Mr. Nick. Good morning. So it's time to rock and roll. So here we go. All right. Grand Rising.
No sound.
You make so it will be safe. It won't wipe us all out. I don't believe we're going to slow it down.
Are you at all hopeful that anything can be done?
Can you hear me? See my screen?
Yeah, you're good, CJ.
Yes, CJ. Yeah.
Okay, great.
To slow down the pace and acceleration of AI?
Okay, there's two issues. One is, can you slow it down?
Yeah.
And the other is, can you make it so it will be safe in the end? It won't wipe us all out. I don't believe we're going to slow it down.
Yeah.
And the reason I don't believe we're going to slow it down is because there's competition between countries and competition between companies within a country. And all of that is making it go faster and faster. And if the US slowed it down, China wouldn't slow it down.
Does Ilya think it's possible to make AI safe?
I think he does. He won't tell me what his secret source is. I'm not sure how many people know what his secret source is. I think a lot of the investors don't know what his secret source is, but they've given him billions of dollars anyway because they have so much faith in Ilya, which isn't foolish. I mean, he was very important in AlexNet, which got object recognition working well. He was the main force behind the things like GPT-2, which then led to ChatGPT. So I think having a lot of faith in Ilya is a very reasonable decision.
There's something quite haunting about the guy that made and was the main force behind GPT-2, which led rise to this whole revolution, left the company because of safety reasons. He knows something that I don't know about what might happen next.
Well, the company had, now I don't know the precise details, but I'm fairly sure the company had indicated that it would use a significant fraction of its resources of the compute time for doing safety research. And then it reduced that fraction. I think that's one of the things that happened.
Yeah, that was reported publicly.
Yes.
Yeah. We'd gotten to the autonomous weapons part of the risk framework.
Right. So the next one is joblessness.
Yeah.
In the past, new technologies have come in which didn't lead to joblessness. New jobs were created. So the classic example people use is automatic teller machines. When automatic teller machines came in, a lot of bank tellers didn't lose their jobs. They just got to do more interesting things. But here, I think this is more like when they got machines in the Industrial Revolution, and you can't have a job digging ditches now because a machine can dig ditches much better than you can. And I think for mundane intellectual labor, AI is just going to replace everybody. Now, it may well be in the form of you have fewer people using AI assistants. So it's a combination of a person and an AI assistant are now doing the work that 10 people could do previously.
People say that it will create new jobs, though, so we'll be fine.
Yes, and that's been the case for other technologies, but this is a very different kind of technology. If it can do all mundane human intellectual labor, then what new jobs is it going to create? You'd have to be very skilled to have a job that it couldn't just do. So I don't think they're right. I think you can try and generalize from other technologies will come in, like computers or automatic teller machines. But I think this is different.
People use this phrase, they say, AI won't take your job. A human using AI will take your job.
Yes, I think that's true. But for many jobs, that'll mean you need far fewer people. My niece answers letters of complaint to a health service. It used to take her 25 minutes. She'd read the complaint and she'd think how to reply and she'd write a letter. And now she just scans it into a chatbot and it writes the letter. She just checks the letter. Occasionally she tells it to revise it in some ways. The whole process takes her 5 minutes. That means she can answer 5 times as many letters. And that means they need 5 times fewer of her. So she can do the job that 5 of her used to do. Now, that will mean they need less people. In other jobs, like in healthcare, they're much more elastic. So if you could make doctors 5 times as efficient, we could all have 5 times as much healthcare for the same price. And that would be great. There's almost no limit to how much healthcare people can absorb. They always want more healthcare if there's no cost to it. There are jobs where you can make a person with an AI assistant much more efficient, and you won't lead to less people because you'll just have much more of that being done. But most jobs, I think, are not like that.
Am I right in thinking the sort of industrial revolution played a role in replacing muscles?
Yes, exactly.
And this revolution in AI replaces intelligence, the brain?
Yeah. So mundane intellectual labor is like having strong muscles, and it's not worth much anymore.
So muscles have been replaced. Now intelligence is being replaced.
Yeah.
So what remains?
Maybe for a while, some kinds of creativity. But the whole idea of superintelligence is nothing remains. These things will get to be better than us at everything.
So what do we end up doing in such a world?
Well, if they work for us, we end up getting lots of goods and services for not much effort.
Okay. But that sounds tempting and nice, but I don't know. There's a cautionary tale in creating more and more ease for humans in it going badly.
Yes. And we need to figure out if we can make it go well. So the nice scenario is, imagine a company with a CEO who is very dumb, probably the son of the former CEO, and he has an executive assistant who's very smart, and he says, I think we should do this. And the executive assistant makes it all work. The CEO feels great. He doesn't understand that he's not really in control. And in some sense, he is in control. He suggests what the company should do. She just makes it all work. Everything's great. That's the good scenario.
And the bad scenario?
The bad scenario is she thinks, why do we need him?
Yeah. I mean, in a world where we have superintelligence, which you don't believe is that far away.
Yeah, I think it might not be that far away. It's very hard to predict, but I think we might get it in like 20 years or even less.
So what's the difference between what we have now and superintelligence? Because it seems to be really intelligent to me when I use like ChatGPT 3.0 or Gemini or...
Okay, so AI is already better than us at a lot of things. In particular areas, like chess, for example.
Yeah.
AI is so much better than us that people will never beat those things again. Maybe the occasional win, but basically they'll never be comparable again. Obviously the same in Go. In terms of the amount of knowledge they have, something like GPT-4 knows thousands of times more than you do. There's a few areas in which your knowledge is better than its, and in almost all areas, it just knows more than you do.
What areas am I better than it?
Probably in interviewing CEOs. You're probably better at that. You've got a lot of experience at it. You're a good interviewer. You know a lot about it. If you got GPT-4 to interview a CEO, probably do a worse job.
Okay. I'm trying to think if I agree with that statement. GPT-4, I think for sure.
Yeah.
But I guess you could.
But it
train
may not
one.
be long before.
Yeah, I guess you could train one on this, how I ask questions and
Yeah.
what I do. And
Sure. And if you took a general purpose sort of foundation model, and then you trained it up on not just you, but every interviewer you could find doing interviews like this, but especially you, you'll probably get to be quite good at doing your job, but probably not as good as you for a while.
Okay. So there's a few areas left, and then super intelligence becomes when it's better than us at all things.
When it's much smarter than you, and at almost all things, it's better than you. Yeah.
And you say that this might be a decade away or so.
Yeah, it might be. It might be even closer. Some people think it's even closer. It might well be much further. It might be 50 years away. That's still a possibility. It might be that somehow training on human data limits you to not being much smarter than humans. My guess is between 10 and 20 years we'll have superintelligence.
On this point of joblessness, it's something that I've been thinking a lot about in particular because I started messing around with AI agents. And we released an episode on the podcast actually this morning where we had a debate about AI agents with a CEO of a big AI agent company and a few other people. And it was the first moment where it was another moment where I had a eureka moment about what the future might look like. When I was able in the interview to tell this agent to order all of us drinks. And then 5 minutes later in the interview, you see the guy show up with the drinks and I didn't touch anything. I just told it to order us drinks to the studio.
And it didn't know about who you normally got your drinks from. It figured that out from the web.
Yeah, figured it out because it went on Uber Eats. It has my data, I guess. And we put it on the screen in real time so everyone at home could see the agent going through the internet, picking the drinks, adding a tip for the driver, putting my address in, putting my credit card details in. And then the next thing you see is the drinks show up. So that was one moment. And then the other moment was when I used a tool called Replit and I built software by just telling the agent what I wanted.
Yes, it's amazing, right?
It's amazing and terrifying at the same time.
Yes.
And
if it can build software like that, right?
Yeah.
Remember that the AI, when it's training, is using code. And if it can modify its own code, then it gets quite scary, right?
Because it can modify
itself. It can change itself in a way we can't change ourselves. We can't change our innate endowment, right? There's nothing about itself that it couldn't change.
On this point of joblessness, you have kids.
I do.
And they have kids?
No.
They don't have kids, so no grandkids yet. What would you be saying to people about their career prospects in a world of superintelligence? What should we be thinking about?
In the meantime, I'd say it's going to be a long time before it's as good at physical manipulation as us.
Okay.
And so a good bet would be to be a plumber.
Until the humanoid robots show up. In such a world where there is mass joblessness, which is not something that you just predict, but this is something that Sam Altman at OpenAI, I've heard him predict, and many of the CEOs, I mean, Elon Musk, I watched an interview, which I'll play on screen, of him being asked this question. And it's very rare that you see Elon Musk silent for 12 seconds or whatever it was.
Right.
And then he basically says something about he actually is living in suspended disbelief, i.e. he's basically just not thinking about it.
When you think about advising your children on a career with so much that is changing, what do you tell them is going to be of value?
Well, that is a tough question to answer. I would just say, to sort of follow their heart in terms of what they find interesting to do or fulfilling to do. I mean, if I think about it too hard, it frankly can be dispiriting and demotivating. Because, I mean, I go through, I've put a lot of blood and years into building the companies, and then I'm like, wait, well, should I be doing this? Because if I'm sacrificing time with friends and family that I would prefer to do, but then ultimately the AI can do all these things.
Okay, good morning. Can you hear me this morning?
Good morning, loud and clear.
CJ.
Good morning.
Everyone.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. It's Freestyle Friday. We have come to the end of the week, and I choose to go in the direction that I'm going this morning because I believe it's important. And so this is just part one on our Freestyle Friday. We have to go there. And your world tomorrow is now here. And as Atomians, as wellness practitioners, we need to understand where we are as it relates to wellness tomorrow. And we ourselves need to get into optimum health. So this is part one. We have part two coming up. But I'm hoping that this morning, Atomians, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends, guests on the show, that we'll have some lively discussion. It's Freestyle Friday. Here we go.
Does that make sense? I don't know. To some extent, I have to have deliberate suspension of disbelief in order to remain motivated. So I guess I would say just, work on things that you find interesting, fulfilling, and that contribute some good to the rest of society.
Yeah, a lot of these threats, it's very hard to, intellectually you can see the threat, but it's very hard to come to terms with it emotionally.
Yeah.
I haven't come to terms with it emotionally yet.
What do you mean by that?
I haven't come to terms with what the development of superintelligence could do to my children's future. I'm okay. I'm 77. I'm going to be out of here soon. But for my children and my younger friends, my nephews and nieces, and their children, I just don't like to think about what could happen.
Why?
Because it could be awful.
In what way?
Well, if I ever decided to take over, I mean, it would need people for a while to run the power stations until it designed better analog machines to run the power stations. There's so many ways it could get rid of people, all of which would, of course, be very nasty.
Is that part of the reason you do what you do now?
Yeah. I mean, I think we should be making a huge effort right now to try and figure out if we can develop it safely.
Are you concerned about the midterm impact potentially on your nephews and your kids in terms of their jobs as well?
Yeah, I'm concerned about all that.
Are there any particular industries that you think are at most at risk? People talk about the creative industries a lot and it's sort of knowledge work. They talk about lawyers and accountants and stuff like that.
Yeah, so that's why I mentioned plumbers. I think plumbers are less at risk.
Okay, I'm going to become a plumber.
Someone like a legal assistant, a paralegal, they're not going to be needed for very long.
And is there a wealth inequality issue here that will rise from this?
Yeah, I think in a society which shared out things fairly, if you get a big increase in productivity, everybody should be better off. But if you can replace lots of people by AIs, then the people who get replaced will be worse off, and the company that supplies the AIs will be much better off, and the company that uses the AIs. So it's going to increase the gap between rich and poor. And we know that if you look at that gap between rich and poor, that basically tells you how nice a society is. If you have a big gap, you get very nasty societies in which people live in walled communities and put other people in mass jails. It's not good to increase the gap between rich and poor.
The International Monetary Fund has expressed profound concerns that generative AI could cause massive labor disruptions and rising inequality, and has called for policies that prevent this from happening. I read that in the Business Insider. So
have they given any idea of what the policies should look like?
No.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, if AI can make everything much more efficient and get rid of people for most jobs, or have a person assisted by AI doing many, many people's work, it's not obvious what to do about it.
Universal basic income? Give everybody money?
Yeah, I think that's a good start. And it stops people starving. But for a lot of people, their dignity is tied up with their job. I mean, who you think you are is tied up with you doing this job, right?
Yeah.
And if we said, we'll give you the same money just to sit around, that would impact your dignity.
You said something earlier about it surpassing or being superior to human intelligence. A lot of people, I think, like to believe that AI is on a computer and it's something you can just turn off if you don't like it.
Well, let me tell you why I think it's superior.
Okay.
It's digital. And because it's digital, you can simulate a neural network on one piece of hardware.
Yeah.
And you can simulate exactly the same neural network on a different piece of hardware. So you can have clones of the same intelligence. Now, you could get this one to go off and look at one bit of the internet, and this other one to look at a different bit of the internet. And while they're looking at these different bits of the internet, they can be syncing with each other, so they keep their weights the same, the connection strengths the same. Weights are connection strengths. So this one might look at something on the internet and say, oh, I'd like to increase this strength of this connection a bit. And it can convey that information to this one, so it can increase the strength of that connection a bit based on this one's experience.
And when you say the strength of the connection, you're talking about learning.
That's learning, yes.
Yeah.
Learning consists of saying, instead of this one giving 2.4 votes for whether that one should turn on, we'll have this one give 2.5 votes for whether this one should turn on. And that would be a little bit of learning. So these two different copies of the same neural net are getting different experiences. They're looking at different data, but they're sharing what they've learned by averaging their weights together. And they can do that averaging at you can average 1 trillion weights. When you and I transfer information, we're limited to the amount of information in a sentence. And the amount of information in a sentence is maybe 100 bits. It's very little information. We're lucky if we're transferring like 10 bits a second. These things are transferring trillions of bits a second. So they're billions of times better than us at sharing information. And that's because they're digital, and you can have 2 bits of hardware using the connection strengths in exactly the same way. We're analog and you can't do that. Your brain's different from my brain. And if I could see the connection strengths between all your neurons, it wouldn't do me any good, because my neurons work slightly differently and they're connected up slightly differently. So when you die, all your knowledge dies with you. When these things die, suppose you take these 2 digital intelligences that are clones of each other, and you destroy the hardware they run on. As long as you've stored the connection strength somewhere, you can just build new hardware that executes the same instructions, so it'll know how to use those connection strengths, and you've recreated that intelligence. So they're immortal. We've actually solved the problem of immortality, but it's only for digital things.
So it will essentially know everything that humans know, but more, because it will learn new things.
It will learn new things. It will also see all sorts of analogies that people probably never saw. So, for example, at the point when GPT-4 couldn't look on the web, I asked it, why is a compost heap like an atom bomb? Off you go.
I have no idea.
Exactly. Excellent. That's exactly what most people would say. It said, well, the time scales are very different and the energy scales are very different. But then it went on to talk about how a compost heap, as it gets hotter, generates heat faster. And an atom bomb, as it produces more neutrons, generates neutrons faster. And so they're both chain reactions, but at very different time and energy scales. And I believe GPT-4 had seen that during its training. It had understood the analogy between a compost heap and an atom bomb. And the reason I believe that is, if you've only got 1 trillion connections, remember you have 100 trillion, and you need to have thousands of times more knowledge than a person, you need to compress information into those connections. And to compress information, you need to see analogies between different things. In other words, it needs to see all the things that are chain reactions and understand the basic idea of a chain reaction and code that, and then code the ways in which they're different. And that's just a more efficient way of coding things than coding each of them separately. So it's seen many, many analogies, probably many analogies that people have never seen. That's why I also think that people who say these things will never be creative, they're going to be much more creative than us, because they're going to see all sorts of analogies we never saw. And a lot of creativity is about seeing strange analogies.
If you love the Diary of a CEO brand and you watch this channel, please do me a huge favor.
Okay. So, Freestyle Friday. We don't play. We are pressing not only into the final frontier family, but we are pressing beyond the final frontier. So if you are a part of the Momentum Morning experience, understand again that your health is your wealth, and your wealth is your health. Don't play with it. So we're just going to take a break and jump on our company video. We play that video every day. We talk about our outstanding #1 standalone product. It's called HemoHim, and we know what it does. And we need to be about our HemoHim right now. There is an Ebola that is I don't know for sure. The powers that be in this country is doing its best to try to prevent it from coming over into the United States. But we know, it's always just a matter of time. So let's bolster our immune system. Let's be wise. Let's be smart. Let's be about our Momentum Morning experience. We change lives for better. I am hoping that on this Freestyle Friday, we will have some lively discussion. Yeah, it's about wellness and wellness, physical wellness, spiritual wellness, psychological wellness, environmental wellness, even financial wellness. So we have wellness conversations right here. Yes, we do. So we will return to the issue of super artificial intelligence. Note, I didn't say artificial intelligence. Oh, gone are the days of Chat GPT. That's just elementary. And that phone in your hand, that's just elementary stuff. We're gone past that. It's just that a lot of us are living in the dark ages right now. And that computer, oh, that's generation 1 computer. So forget about that. So there is a reason why I am going here this morning. Wake up and shake up. Everything is going to be challenged in a minute. Forget about 2050. Forget about even 2030. We're like just 5 or so years away from seeing jobs, the lawyer, the doctor, as we know them to operate, as we know them to be. Soon that will become obsolete. There'll be questions about religion and spirituality. Yeah, marriage, life, family. Everything is going to change. In fact, they are now calling AI the next God machine. People literally are out there getting ready to worship the machine. Those of us who are rooted in the Bible, we know what that is all about. The emergence of the beast, as the Bible predicted. So let's do our company video. We will talk about our HemoHim, and we will return to our conversation in a moment. Here we go.
There's a company that has made the seemingly impossible become reality. Starting from a small country to USA, Canada, Japan, Southeast Asia, and now South America. A global company with 4 million active members across 11 countries, growing beyond its home market and quickly gaining notice across the world. A company that received the $50 million Export Award in 2017. With extraordinary growth since its foundation in 2009, global sales reached about $1 billion in 2017 and continues to show steady growth. Going beyond customer satisfaction, fulfilling customer success. We are Atomy. Beginning with health and beauty products, Atomy's various products include food, living, fashion, and home products. Figures released by the Korea Fair Trade Commission show that HemoHim was top in the industry in sales volume for 3 straight years. While the Skincare 6 system was the best-selling cosmetic product. The new Absolute Skincare set released in 2017 was chosen by many consumers and is becoming a revolutionary skincare product. These figures indicate how much Atomy products are satisfying consumers around the world. However, Atomy's true value lies in the company's inner side. Atomy uses its Mastige strategy, providing benefits to consumers with absolute quality at absolute prices, while also increasing quality of life for our members. Atomy supports cooperative companies so they can do their best to maintain the best quality, so customers can get top quality products at affordable prices, creating a culture that benefits the growth of all parties involved. Third, culture of sharing. The company is a part of a society, and Atomy is pushing to become a role model in creating a better society by promoting culture of sharing and communication between company and society. To live, to love, to learn, and to share. We hope Atomy can become the life partner that leads to your success. Cherishing the spirit. We are proud Atomy.
Yes, indeed, we are proud Atomy. And before we get into our part 2, let's run our hymn right here, right now.
So, Tyler, what is it exactly that you do?
I build AI integrations for mid-sized companies.
This HemoHim product is pretty incredible, really quick. I just want you to understand, the newcomers, that this HemoHim was not produced, again, for the general mass, which is us. It was originated in a laboratory that's funded by the Republic of South Korea's government, so the taxpayers of South Korea, actually, we need to thank them. They are funding this company just like us. We pay taxes in the U.S. Our tax dollars go to the federal government, Pentagon, NASA, so on and so forth. So this product, what is it? For those of you that are wondering, please don't just take it because somebody told you to take it. You need to figure out and do your own due diligence and research to see why this product is working for you. First thing, this product is not just for sick people. It is not a medicine. It will not fix your ailment. But what it will do is it will enhance your lifestyle. The reason why is when you ingest this, it will kickstart your natural killer cells. That means it's your first line of your immunity defense system. As we are aging, I look around the room, and majority of us are in the baby boomer era, 1946 to 1964. On top of that, we're living longer because we're eating better, we're drinking better. So the longer you live, the more we have to fight aging, in essence. This HemoHim will protect your first line of defense. If your first line of defense in your immune system is damaged, you will be guaranteed to get sick. You will not be able to fight off any deadly pathogens that may come your way. So please take this seriously. Don't just take one and think something's going to happen, because we have something called body mass, right? So minimum, like my size, I take about 4 a day. Right? I love it because it makes me feel good. It gives me energy. It will balance out my red and white blood cells, and this oxygenates your blood. Something that is very, very important, because we can live out without certain organs, but if I strip all the blood and oxygen out of your human body, you will become a corpse, period. So this is a very, very serious product. Please try it. If you don't like it, it's okay. You will get used to it. Give any of our products at least 30 days before you say no.
Yes, so bear with me. Recently, I was in a conversation with an individual, a Christian individual. This individual had a dream, and what I thought was curious is that this individual went over to ChatGPT to ask ChatGPT to interpret the dream or the vision, whatever it was. And until I ask the individual, what gender is the ChatGPT, suddenly they came to their senses. So, it was a her. The individual came to her senses, like, ChatGPT isn't a person. But, ladies and gentlemen, this individual was then and still now is embracing the response that is being given like it's gospel. And it caused me to become so aware of the fact that, and this is for real, there are persons out there who are literally bowing down to artificial intelligence, and rightly so, because the movers and shakers and the brains behind this platform have fed into the system, into the technology, all the nuanced behavior of the human intelligence, the human animal, psychology, sociology, biology, everything. It's all there. So when this system in megaseconds can spit out information with so much accuracy, it's frightening. It should cause us to worry. So I'm just setting the stage for what I hope will be a lively conversation. I say again, your health is your wealth. So part of what we need to be about in this space, in this time, is to understand that mentally, physically, psychologically, emotionally, we need to be in good health. I've even gone to the financial side of it. So if you have a platform here that is so well put together, it's called Atomy, the first, well, not the first, but the most outstanding reverse engineered network marketing entity, we need to pay attention. We need to understand that this is a company that in Korea is the #1 network marketing company. So we all just need to take a minute, excuse me, and pay attention. So let me just run quickly to my part 2 video. And if we want to jump in when it's done, I think it really would be good for us to just exchange some ideas this morning. So in the interest of time, if you are here for the first time with us, we welcome you. We're glad to have you. At some point, we'll ask you to unmute and to introduce yourself, if you don't mind, and give us a chance to welcome you. If someone on the call, you're here and you invited someone, we would invite you to tell us so that we also can welcome anyone that is new on the call. So in the interest of time, let's do this.
I'm a testosterone killer.
I'm a testosterone killer.
I'm a testosterone killer. Feminizing food #1 is kale. Most guys are taught I'm a superfood packed full of vitamins. But the truth is,
China just shocked the world with what they're building. But here's what no one's talking about. While Western media keeps you distracted, China's quietly racing ahead, building a future that looks straight out of science fiction. AI systems that think for themselves, machines that replace humans, cities run entirely by algorithms, and yet barely a whisper in the West. Because what's happening right now isn't just about smart cities or flying taxis. China's building something far more powerful, a robot army. And once you see what it can do, you'll realize the future isn't coming, it's already here, and China's leading it. Let me start with something that sounds impossible. Remember when pizza delivery meant waiting 30 to 45 minutes and hoping it would still be warm? Well, China said not anymore. They've created a whole network of delivery drones that can bring your food in just 15 minutes, and they're accurate to the exact minute. The company Meituan has already made over 300,000 deliveries using drones. That's like delivering food to every person in a medium-sized city. The drones fly on set routes and drop packages at special boxes, so there's no waiting around for a delivery person. But it gets even crazier in the countryside. JD.com has drones that can carry 5 to 30 kilograms. They call it a pickup truck in the air, and it's connecting villages that never had fast delivery before. Do you think that's impressive? Well, here's something that will make your jaw drop. This year alone, 15 million new cars in China will have robot brains that can drive themselves. That means 2 out of every 3 new cars can drive without a human touching the steering wheel. But let me tell you about the GUA-01, the world's first car with a real AI brain. This isn't just self-driving. This is a car that can literally think and talk to you. The GUA-01 has an AI partner called Simo that you can talk to just like a friend. You can stand outside your car and say, "Simo, come pick me up," and it will drive itself to you from up to 2 kilometers away. Here's what's absolutely incredible. The GUA-01 is powered by dual NVIDIA Orin chips with 508 TOPS of AI computing power, 11 HD cameras, 12 ultrasonic sensors, and 5 radar systems. That's more sensors than a military drone. It can park itself, change lanes, avoid obstacles, recognize traffic lights, and even make unprotected left turns in busy city traffic. Have you ever thought of BYD's Yangwang U8? It can do a tank turn, spinning 360 degrees in place like a spinning top. The car's 4 independent motors can make each wheel turn in opposite directions, letting it rotate without moving forward or backward. It can also crab walk sideways into parking spaces by moving all 4 wheels in the same direction. The Yangwang U8 SUV can even drive into water that's almost 5 feet deep, float like a boat, and actually move through water at 3 kilometers per hour by spinning its wheels. Imagine this. There's a flood, and instead of being stuck, you just drive your car into the water and boat your way to safety. It can stay floating for 30 whole minutes. This isn't a concept car. You can actually buy this right now. The IM Motors L6 can slide horizontally into parking spots like it's dancing. Using its 4-wheel steering system and independent electric motors, it can reduce parking space requirements by 11% and has a turning circle of just 4.99 meters. That's half the size of normal cars. Even more amazing, the BYD Denza Z9 GT can parallel park by literally power sliding into tight spots. The car uses its electric motors to spin the rear wheels in opposite directions, while the front wheels provide the pivot point, letting it slip sideways into spaces that seem impossible. And if you think that's impressive, wait till you see what BYD built next. Their U9 Extreme supercar can go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 2.36 seconds. That's faster than you can say super speed. It just shattered every speed record on Earth, reaching 496.22 kilometers per hour, making it not just the fastest Chinese car ever built, but the fastest production car in the world. But here's the absolutely mind-blowing part. The BYD Yangwang U9 can literally dance. This $236,000 supercar has something called the D-SUZEX system that can make the car jump up to 75 millimeters in the air, hop over obstacles, and even synchronize movements to music. You can literally watch a 1,287 horsepower supercar dancing to a beat. The crazy part? This isn't just a party trick. The system reacts in just 40 milliseconds and can lift each wheel by 75 millimeters at speeds up to 500 millimeters per second. It's faster than you can blink. That's more powerful than any production car that has ever been built. It will be faster than the Lamborghini, Ferrari, and even the $2 million Rimac Nevera. But here's what's scary for other car companies. BYD just became the first automaker globally to reach 10 million new energy vehicles, and they're selling these dancing supercars for $236,000, while a Ferrari costs over $500,000. But here's the amazing part. 85% of Chinese people are totally comfortable letting a robot drive them around, while only 39% of Americans feel the same way. China is literally racing into the future, while other countries are still scared to try. They're testing self-driving taxis in 19 different cities with 16,000 test cars on 32,000 kilometers of special roads. That's like driving around the entire Earth and still having roads left over.
Elon didn't build this. That's why it's better and cheaper. Have you heard about Ryoko Pro? This is the cutting edge.
Well, the AI cars are taking the world to the next level, but if we talk about their charging, they take hours to charge, right? Well, BYD just broke that problem forever. Their new batteries can charge so fast that 5 minutes of charging gives you 400 kilometers of driving. That's like driving from one city to another with just a quick bathroom break worth of charging. They call it the 1 megawatt charging system. That's 1,000 times more powerful than charging your phone. In fact, it's now faster to charge an electric car than to fill up with gasoline. But China did not stop there. China also has built trains that don't even touch the ground. They float using magnets. These maglev trains recently reached 404 miles per hour in just 7 seconds. That's faster than most airplanes when they're taking off. In testing, one train reached over 620 miles per hour. That's literally faster than commercial planes flying in the sky. With trains this fast, you could travel from Beijing to Shanghai in just 2.5 hours instead of 5.5 hours. Well, if you think floating trains at 620 miles per hour are mind-blowing, here's what will really shock you. China isn't just building futuristic technology. They're building futuristic minds. While we're teaching kids basic math, China is turning their children into AI experts. Starting this year, every kid in Beijing as young as 6 years old is required to take AI classes for at least 8 hours every school year. That's millions and millions of kids learning to use AI before they even learn multiplication. China has chosen 184 schools to test even more advanced AI programs. By the time these kids are adults, they'll be controlling technology that doesn't even exist yet. It seems like there's almost no field left where China hasn't used AI. But have you ever imagined a country building an entire highway without a single worker? Well, China just did it. They recently built a road using 100 self-driving haul trucks, massive machines that can each carry 85 tons and drive completely on their own. No human driver, no brakes, even in freezing temperatures as low as minus 40 degrees Celsius. And it doesn't stop there. Chinese companies have now deployed entire robot fleets for road construction, including 10 autonomous road rollers and 2 giant pavers that build highways automatically using GPS and smart algorithms. They're literally building the roads that other robots will drive on. China's next goal? To have 5,000 self-driving haul trucks operating across the country by the end of this year. And judging by their pace, that might happen sooner than anyone expects. Flying in China is like stepping into the future. At 62 airports, 557 security channels use facial recognition, so you don't need a ticket or an ID card. The system already knows who you are just by scanning your face. At Shanghai Hongqiao Airport, you can check in, drop your bags, pass security, and board your flight without speaking to a single person. The entire process takes just 12 seconds per passenger. Beijing's largest airport has over 600 biometric checkpoints, 250 automatic gates, and 80 self-service stations, all powered by facial recognition. Everything happens automatically. You just walk through and the cameras do the rest. But it's not just at airports. Across China, cameras are everywhere, watching, analyzing, and recognizing faces in real time. China has installed more than 200 million surveillance cameras. That's 4 times more than the entire United States. They call it the Skynet system, and it uses facial recognition to track every person in the country. The technology is so advanced it can catch jaywalkers, identify anyone not wearing a mask, and even predict crimes before they happen. Police officers even wear AI-powered smart helmets that can scan crowds and instantly identify wanted criminals. This technology is incredibly powerful, and China is moving ahead fast with AI, while the rest of the world is struggling to keep up. We make online payments by scanning cards or using our phones, right? Well, China has already taken it one step further. There, you can make payments without a card or even a phone. Sounds impossible? They're doing it with their palms. It might sound like magic, but it's real. Millions of people in China are already paying for things just by showing their hand. Tencent's WeChat Palm Pay scans the lines and veins in your palm. It's more secure than fingerprints and faster than pulling out your wallet. Over 1,500 stores are already using it, with an error rate of less than 1 in a million. Students use it at universities. Travelers use it on trains. And soon, people might not need cash, cards, or even phones to pay for anything. But here's where it gets even crazier. In China, people aren't just going cashless. They're letting robots do their jobs for them. There's a robot in China that's about as tall as a 10-year-old kid, but it can pull off perfect kung fu moves, dance like a pro, and even run faster than most adults. Meet the Unitree G1 robot. It's not just any robot. The G1 stands 1.32 meters tall, about 4'4", and weighs 35 kilograms with its battery. It has 23 moving joints, giving it human-like motion. It can walk, run, jump, sit, stand, shake hands, and wave, all with incredible balance and precision. It moves so naturally you'd swear there's a person inside. But here's the crazy part. It's not just for show. The G1 can help with daily tasks like carrying objects, opening bottles, or cleaning up your room. And when you're bored, it can break into kung fu routines, stick dances, or any choreography you program. It's also smart enough to fold itself up for easy storage or transport, like packing a suitcase. And here's the real shocker. It costs just $16,000. That might sound pricey, but compared to other humanoid robots that cost hundreds of thousands, it's almost a bargain.
What would you tell someone who knows exactly what to do but can't make themselves do it?
That gap has a name. Humanoid robots that cost hundreds of thousands, it's almost a bargain. And wait, there's more. They also made robot dogs called the Go-To. These aren't cute pet robots. These are serious working dogs that weigh only 15 kilograms but can run at 2.5 meters per second. But here's what makes them absolutely incredible. They can walk upside down, do backflips, front flips, cartwheels, and even adaptive rollovers while climbing over obstacles. These robot dogs understand voice commands thanks to GPT technology, can shake hands, stretch, dance, and even take photos. The coolest part? They have 4D LiDAR that can see 360 degrees around them with almost no blind spots, detecting things as close as 0.05 meters away. The Go-To Pro can run up to 11 miles per hour and has an intelligent side-following system that lets it jog alongside you while automatically avoiding obstacles. Plus, they made a wheeled version called Go-To W that can roll across any terrain while carrying 6.6 pounds of stuff. The scary part? At the 19th Asian Games in Hangzhou, robot dogs were already working on the field, transporting discus and javelin, and the crowd went wild. They're already being used by police and military around the world. Now, let's talk about something that will give you goosebumps. There's a company called X Robots making androids. That's robots that look exactly like humans. I'm talking about robots with real-looking skin, perfect teeth, and eyes that blink just like yours. These robots have 140 different ways they can move their face and body. That's more than most humans. They cost about $280,000 each, and it takes a whole month just to make one because every tiny detail has to be perfect, even down to the pores on their skin. But here's what's absolutely incredible. X Robots has already built over 200 humanoid robots, and they're now producing 500 plus units per year in their massive factory in Dalian. They've even resurrected famous scientists like Albert Einstein, Stephen Hawking, and Thomas Edison as talking robots that can tell their life stories. These robots are already working in science museums, hotels, schools, and government offices across China. The company opened the first robot museum in the entire country where you can meet robot versions of historical figures. Here's what's frightening. In a few years, you might not be able to tell if you're talking to a human or a robot. What happens when these robots become cheaper and everyone can buy one? And while we're still trying to figure out if robots can replace basic human interaction, China is already using them in the most advanced fields imaginable. China has built AI machines that can find your veins and draw your blood with more precision than the world's best nurses. No more painful needle pokes, no more "let me try the other arm." But that's just the beginning. Chinese hospitals have deployed automatic medication delivery robots that pick up medicines from the pharmacy and deliver them directly to patient wards in minutes instead of hours. So, no more waiting for overworked nurses. No more life-threatening medication delays. These robots know exactly which medicine goes to which patient and navigate busy hallways automatically. But here's something that will absolutely blow your mind. Chinese doctors are now performing surgeries on patients who are 8,000 kilometers away. In Xinjiang, surgeons operated on patients using robotic systems while sitting in completely different cities, thousands of miles away. That was about remote areas. But what if the doctor itself is a robot? Meet Dr. Alfred, an AI robot surgeon so realistic you'd think he's human. This hyper-realistic robot communicates fluently, understands multiple languages, and answers medical questions like a real doctor. China has also built the world's first AI hospital with 14 robot doctors and 4 robot nurses. These robot doctors treat 3,000 patients in just one day. These robot doctors are right 93% of the time, better than many human doctors. Well, if China has used AI in cars, construction, travel, shopping, food delivery, and medical, then how can it stay behind in something even more basic? The food we eat? China is also using smart technology in farming. The DJI Agris T100 is a powerful farm drone that can carry 100 kilograms of seeds or pesticides. It sprays crops automatically, works at night, and uses smart sensors to avoid obstacles. The drone can spread seeds very fast and helps farmers work more efficiently. Another amazing machine is the 108-arm cotton topping robot. This robot has advanced sensors and cameras that help it see and work precisely. It can trim cotton buds on 26 to 40 hectares of cotton fields every day. The robot works 120 times faster than human workers. There's also the GPS-enabled transplanter, an automated machine that can plant crops on 6 to 7 hectares of land in just one day. This smart machine can do the work of 80 to 100 people, saving farmers a lot of money on labor costs. These smart farming machines show how China is using AI to grow food better and faster. China isn't just building cool technology, they're building all of it at the same time, and they're doing it faster than anyone thought possible. And this isn't the end, this is just the beginning.
This is just the beginning. Okay.
I'm about to say, CJ, I don't mean to interrupt you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but you know what this video remind me of? Of a 19 what do you call it? 19th century anime show that I'm not too sure if anybody on here ever watch. It's called The Jetsons.
Oh, I thought about it last night. Yeah. Yeah. And the creators of the Jetson, at the time when it was a cartoon, huh?
Yeah, it's a cartoon, yeah.
It was way ahead, way ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was way, yeah, he already predicted, the person who created that cartoon, he already saw the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is said that if you want to know what the future will look like 10, 20, 30 years ahead, now ask a kid. Ask a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nick. So what I want to do right now, Nick, and family, is to open up for a little conversation. Listen, don't wait until then to start using your Atomy products. Be proactive and get into the preventative mode. So your smart memory up, yeah. Be done with it. Yeah. That is something that we need to be taking care of. Yeah, our mental health. And by the way, for those of us who are isolationists, I would strongly urge for those of us who might be very cavalier about our relationships, human relationships. No, this is not the time to be isolationist. No, if your social structure isn't working, make it work. Because more and more and more, the invasion of this super artificial intelligence is going to take over. And the mental displacement, the emotional displacement will take its toll. So I move on. There are those of us with eye challenges. Okay, so we have our Hemohim, we have our Luzanthim. Let's be down with our supplements, our milk thistle, the liver, our beta melon. You have diabetic challenges out there, folks. What I'm trying to say is, while the world is doing what the world is doing, and it's obvious to me that all of what is unfolding is intentional all the way. What we are talking about here this morning, the videos that we played, this is 2050 now. This is your world tomorrow, today. And there are things that we do as wellness practitioners to safeguard ourselves, to prepare ourselves. Yes, and there are those of us who, if you're not living in the apartment complex and you have your backyard, it's about time that we do our little backyard farming. Yeah, you know, your medicinal herbs and your banana and your ground, whatever it is. I don't care, and I'm not playing. These, and by the way, this is not about China. This is about how fast our world is changing. And with that, I will yield and allow all of us to have on our Freestyle Friday a lively, interactive discussion. Thank you, Nick. So the floor is open.
Morning, CJ.
Morning, my brother.
You always mystify me, for lack of a better word, with your morning show and the things you bring, the cutting edge information that you give us. You know, I remember when I was young, when I was studying, and you were talking about the possibility of machines talking to machines and humans talking to machines. Studying computers back in the day, I was mystified, and I couldn't imagine it happen, but we see it happen. Now we're talking about machine being, as it were, humans in its behavior and everything. And while I was listening to the video or watching the video, something flashed in my mind. I remember reading in the Bible about 2,000 years ago, a very important question was asked. Jesus' disciples said to him, and in brief says, what shall be the signs of your coming? And he went in to explain a bunch of stuff that would be happening. But I remember, and I just had to look it up a while ago because the text was in my mind, but I couldn't remember where it was. Matthew 24:24. And he says, so there shall be great deception. And I don't want to take up too much time, but at the end of the thought, he said, so much so, and I'm paraphrasing, that if it were possible, the very elect would be deceived. And then I remember he talking about impersonation of him, of his return. And I'm thinking, Nick, I mean, not Nick, well, Nick is here, but I mean, talking for folks, I am just visualizing I often wondered, I know it's possible, but what form would it take? I know I'm just seeing from what we have seen this morning, it is highly possible right now for some robot, some designed robot to just appear in the sky in a magnitude that it could deceive the whole nation. And I think you brought this up for me for a number of reasons. One, like you said, you can't just isolate yourself anymore. You got to interact. You got to be prepared. You got to ask yourself the question: what am I really doing here right now? What's my purpose? And how can I effect change in my environment? Because the robots are affecting change, and people with a different mindset are affecting change. And we, my brother, need to do what we can do to help each other to be prepared for this conflict, which is coming soon. That's my take on the whole thing. There's an urgency about this whole matter that we don't even realize.
Thank you, Victor. Can you hear me, Victor?
Oh, yes, sir. I turned off my thing, but yeah, I could hear it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I really am very, 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 very extremely thankful and grateful for the Momentum Mornings experience. It's needed and it's necessary. I tell you, I need it. And we all need it. It is necessary for us to have a moment in the day, and preferably in the morning before we get into our activities, to come together, to synchronize, harmonize, to educate, stimulate, motivate. It is necessary. And I'll tell you this, Victor, as the weeks progress into months into years, and we've been doing this thing for, I think, it's not fully 2 years yet. I hope we will keep doing it into perpetuity to strengthen each other. No one left behind. It becomes necessary. It's wellness conversations as it relates to our food, our supplementation, our relationships, the things in the home, things around us. We cannot operate as individuals any longer, thinking that you can rely on your own acumen and your own prowess. That this is not, it's not that time of day anymore. Don't you see what's happening in the world, Mr. Victor? It's the billionaire class. It's those who have the wealth who will rule the world. We have to push back. And I am happy for this platform because we have in the Momentum Morning experience, because of Atomy, if we be about seriously building our business, and I am looking forward to that event that South Florida will be launching, the launch of the Cosmeta Millionaire next week, Wednesday. If you can make it, whoever is on the call, and you're in the Fort Myers, Naples, Central Florida area, make your way over there. Let's build this thing. Let's build. And let's be vigilant about our health. Your health is your wealth. Your wealth is your health. Let's be about something positive. The change is coming. It's already here. We just experience virtually, by way of watching those two videos. We are looking at 2050 now. It's happening now. And so we need to rethink what we're doing. It was Einstein, 1945. He's saying the thinking that had gotten him thus far had created a problem that thinking could not solve. That's Einstein. E = mc squared. So let me just decrease again and allow others, and thank you, Victor, for shining in, to just share. And if you're new here, it doesn't matter. You can unmute, tell us your name, who invited you, give us your story, and let's have a little moment of chit chat. Here we go.
You know,
Yes. Sorry.
you know.
Yeah, KD, we had a hand. Yeah, we had a hand raised before you unmuted. Can we? Let's just stay in order. So,
thank you.
Homer Jones, you had your hand raised first. I'll get back to you, KJ. We're right back in a minute. Yeah, so Norma Jones, you can go ahead and unmute your mic.
Norma, is that Norma?
Yes.
Good morning, Academy family. Good morning. Good morning, TJ, to you and your team. Awesome job as usual. Very informative. The world is changing. I don't say daily, I said hour by hour, minute by minute is changing. And we can, see, from the different things that's going on in the world, from, TV to magazines, and just within our community, things are changing. And I tell you, with the health industry, things are changing tremendously, with the new updates and the technology. But I do believe that Academy is moving in the right direction. I've now been a distributor and a user of the Academy products. It will be a year, July the 18th. And I'm so excited because so much has transpired in 365 days concerning my health, my family's health, and just a couple of testimonials on the product. You were talking about I'm going to start with the Smart Up memory product. My sister, she is in the accounts payable department for UAB, which is the 5th largest hospital here in the United States for cancer research. And she comes in contact with all the vendors of the hospital. So she's responsible for making sure the invoices and everything are taken care of, so the vendors can continue to start providing products and services to the hospital. So it's a big undertake. And she had been having problems mentally, just being overwhelmed with the amount of work that has been put on her department. And they just recently bought another hospital, so they merged that hospital. So with the supplies they needed, along with UAB, that's already a major undertaking. It was just overwhelming. So she was just being overwhelmed every day with 400 and 500 emails from vendors needing this and that. And so it was hard for her to sleep, and just a lot of formulas she said she had to use for different things to just kind of some of the invoices was having some problems. And so she said it was just really overwhelming, and just affecting how you eat, and or either taking just a smaller lunch break than normal because you got to get back, and you getting these emails from the vendors saying, okay, we waiting on our money so we can keep providing services. And so I told her about the Smart Up memory, and I said, well, we're gonna want to get you on that. And so I got that, and within about 3 days, she said she noticed a difference. She was able to, it actually slowed down the anxiety, and it slowed down the brain function, because it was just kind of all over the place. And she was actually able to what I say, debug the problems of the invoices in a quick manner, so she could proceed and get everything done. And so she said it's just amazing. The sleep is better, the thought process, the short and long term. She said that was another thing that was affecting her with everything that the job was kind of bringing on. She was actually able to remember things very quickly. She said it's almost like it was pulled from the back of her brain and just came to the front. And she was able to really make some really quick and right decisions concerning the clients. So I thought that was amazing, and she said the more she took it, she could see after a week, 2 weeks, now it's been a month. It's like she's able to sleep. She's able to process things really well. Just amazing. And I say, anybody, if you have a brain, you're gonna have some things that's gonna overtake you on a daily basis. So yes, definitely, I highly recommend the Smart Up. I'm gonna take it myself. hey, we all have some moments where, we know we should know some things, but they're just not there. So I thought that was amazing. And she's been on the product now a month, but after the first couple of days, said about the third day, it kicked in and she could tell the difference. With the bitter melon, I ordered that for my mom. We finally was able to get that after about a month. It came last Friday. And she was having blood sugar spikes from 200 up to 385. And so I just increased the noni and the hemohim for her. And then we got on the bitter melon, and we could tell after the first day it was working. So now her blood sugar levels have dropped to 134. And the highest has been in the last week since we've been on is like 200. But that is a tremendous amazing decrease from what it has been. So I would tell anyone, you're not going to know how it's going to work until you try it. A lot of people are waiting for other people to try it and say, well, I'll see what it does for you and then I'll try it. But while you're kind of waiting, you could already have, everything could already be resolved. So I just want to say to everyone that's on the call, just be very consistent with anything that you do. That's anything in life. You're going to get results. You be consistent. Drinking lots of water, getting what exercise you can, getting the best of sleep that you can, staying in a stress-free environment. All those things attribute to having good health, all of those things. So thank you for this time, Mr. CJ and your team. Y'all doing an awesome job. Just keep pushing, family. It's a fight to do anything that is going to be good for you. It's going to be a fight, but it will be well worth it in the end. Thank you.
Norm, it's always a pleasure.
That was awesome.
Always a pleasure.
Yep. Miss Jones. Yep.
Someone speaking? Is someone
I'm speaking. Yeah, I'm speaking. CJ, it's Nick. Yeah, that's an awesome testimonial, Miss Jones. That's wonderful results. I love it. Yeah. So, you wanted to say anything else, CJ, before we move on to KJ?
Just before I bring up KJ, the Lou Gehrig disease. I would love to suggest first thing, your hemohim. Got to get that going. And it's in the chat there. Don't forget your fermented noni, your smart memory up. Those are for starters. And perhaps Patricia, you should give me a call. Let's talk about it. Do not know if I know I don't like doing it, Dr. Lloyd. You are new with us, and you have not really explored all the supplementation that we have. But if you want to say or share anything, please feel free. But yes, your hemohim is your number one. Your fermented noni, your smart memory up, and then we can progress from there. So, KJ, over to you.
CJ, good morning, everybody. Good morning, guests. Good morning, family. Yes. Everybody else that's here on this channel, the Morning Memento. Love it every morning. And CJ, I want to applaud you, man. My gosh. I mean, you always bring news to us at this Morning Memento. And really let us know, and really let us have it too, because most of us, we deal with our daily life every day, whatever that is, right? Whatever that journey take us, whatever that's on the agenda, or whatever our body is able to do with our well-being, how we take care of our health, right? Now, by the way, there's a lot that you put out, and there's a lot that I'm trying to catch up on and share with you. But regarding to the hemohim, that second video about that hemohim, like the lady that mentioned about, don't just take hemohim because somebody told you to. Just find out, do your research, what it can do. I need that video CJ. I definitely need that video. Just want to point that out. The other part that I do want to point out now, the futuristic stuff that the Chinas are so advanced or are doing, they building the army because they know where need to be implanted so for us to be able to, because they don't want to go back where they was before, back in the 80s, where it was everybody don't know scout out, everybody's hungry and figured it. It transitioned to they transitioned their country to where it's going to be a what it's worth. And plus keep in mind the currency, their currency. You know, they made Africa pay all this money that they was going to take over Africa. Then they already put money on other country, like bought the beaches and stuff. So they have the funds to push it. Now, the only sad thing about our United States and America here is the fact that they wanted to keep it going like the founding father, the way they set it up for us to work and be behind. That's what they do. And so, yes, it's always going to be struggle. Now, with our culture, when I say culture, I'm talking about Black culture overall, all overall. They either stick with the tradition, what their family had taught them from years and years and years, compared to China, who are pushing the future, the kids, to actually build and learn, go to school every day. Now, if this was implanted in every country, including the United States, for us to build, we'll be able to catch up with China, even probably do better things. But the sad thing that I look at it is when we do atomy, it's the fact that it's the mindset. The education part is another part. Because in atomy, you got to educate. You're not here to sell. You're here to educate people, to tell them why they need to switch from chemical to plant-based for long-term longevity, for healthy longevity. But these are the things that are facts to a lot of people. It's just the only problem is we're not being taught what we should be being taught, especially financial literacy. You know, if those things are not even implanted in us, I love the motivation when CJ said we got to do something. We're going to do it. We're going to push it. I love it. But everybody's not. Everybody's on board, but not really on board. Why is that? Everybody has a different lifestyle journey. That's just my thoughts, CJ. But I want to pass it back to you. It can't take too much of your time. Go ahead, my brother. Back to you.
Right. Well, thank you, KJ. You know, I believe in you, KJ. And whatever you got to do, let's get it done. Oh, my brother, come on. And by the way, KJ, just to be clear, just to let you know, this is a mission, and I do this. I'm all in, and I'm all about the crusade. Do you understand how thrilled I am to see a bunch over in Western Florida getting ready to launch a Cosmeto Millionaire Awareness Campaign next week, Wednesday. It's happening in Atlanta. It's happening in Washington. It's happening all over. Can you imagine that after 15 years in this country, nobody knows about atomy? Nobody knows about HemoHim. Are you kidding me? Are you serious? Do you understand what HemoHim is all about, what it does? Do you understand the story behind HemoHim? So forgive me. It's not about CJ, it's about a mission. And we all need to be about that mission. This is health and this is wealth right there in the palm of your hands. Wake up, shake up. Let's go. So we're going over time, but I'm sure there might be, we'll take one or two more questions before we go. Is there a question? Do you have something you want to share? Any last words before we go? Yeah, Freestyle Fridays. And Patricia, I think it's Patricia who had a question about the Lou Gehrig's disease. You might want to give me a call because we got to attend to this matter here. So if you don't have my number, it's 954-695-7045. Okay. So any last words? And thank you, Nick, for shining in this morning. Always a pleasure. Thank you, KJ and Victor and Melvin. Hey, what's up, Melvin?
Hey, CJ, I'm glad I was able to make it. It's just a good time to speak.
Go right ahead, my brother.
Hope you can hear me okay. Yes, I got on a little late, but just some things that stirred up my spirit is that as most of us know, maybe all of us know, we are a spirit that lives in the body and has a soul. And seeing all the different robots and everything is just another reminder for us and confirmation for us that our spiritual liaison, that is our Holy Spirit, is revealing more to let us know we're just getting closer and preparing us for the spiritual war. And our human suits are slowly but surely leaving us. And so I appreciate this because the news has to get out there. And, you know, I study a lot of Miles Monroe that some of us may know of. And he stressed a lot, and as some of us know, our lives were predestined. So what we're talking about now was we already talked about, meaning we're just, this was supposed to happen the way that it's supposed to happen, you know, because you know the times where you think about what is taking me so long to find this out, or what is taking me so long to do this? Why am I procrastinating about this? How come I didn't do this earlier? Well, it was probably because it wasn't our time. So as you mentioned in so many words and some others, this is our time. And it will not only behoove us, but we have a moral and a spiritual obligation to get the word out from what we heard today. And to work on, including myself, saying less to more people faster and directing them to places like this Zoom here. So I really appreciate it also. It allows me to teach my nieces and nephews and the younger generation. So I'm looking forward to getting on another call. And lastly, we don't have to worry about any bad habits that we have or helping anyone get rid of them, because it's all about forming good habits. And the more that we stay on top of the good habits, the bad habits are going away. So I just would like to just read this one thing that I was able, and it's very short, that there's a book that's called The Greatest Salesman in the World. And that's where this came from. But here's what it says. In truth, the only difference between those who have failed and those who have succeeded lies in the difference of their habits. Good habits are the key to all success. Bad habits are the unlocked door to failure. Thus, the first law we should obey, which precedeth all others, is, I will form good habits and become their slaves. Thanks again, CJ. Back to you.
Oh, Melvin, man. Why do you squeeze my heart like that? Don't do that. Don't do that.
The Holy Spirit is in every conversation. Well, the Holy Spirit is always in every conversation, no matter who it's between.
Yes, sir.
Thanks again.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Melvin. I heard a voice just now. Someone is...
CJ Odie.
Hey, Odie.
Hey, I just want to say a few words. I'm driving, but I'm going to say these few words. We have to remember that our Father said He created us in His image.
Yes.
These robots that are going on is not in the image of our Father, and we do not have to worry ourselves. That is of that world. We walk in the footsteps of Jesus Christ, and that's who we follow. Things are going to change, yes, but to be so over concerned about it, no. So that's all I have to say, okay?
Thank you, Uday. I appreciate you so much. So, folks, it's Freestyle Friday, and we thank Uday, we thank Melvin and Valerie, KJ. It's about time. Patricia and Nick and all the others who shared this morning. And by the way, if you were new here today, like Melvin, thanks for dropping by. Glad you came. And I hope I'll see you again.
I have a question, CJ.
Please do go right ahead, Gabriel.
Okay, good morning. Okay,
Good
my
morning.
question is regarding the using of both Emuhim and the noni for someone with diabetes.
Yes.
At what time do we use the Hemoin and the noni? I know early in the morning the Hemoin, but can the person also take the noni at this right after, or is there any range of time in between? Thank you.
Okay. A very good question, Gabriel. It is recommended by the practitioners, by those of us who study this thing, is to leave a gap of half an hour to 45 minutes, and then we take the noni. It is also suggested that what we have here is the concentrated form, so we want to swish it around under the tongue before we swallow it, getting it right into the bloodstream.
Okay.
So big well.
Without food or with food?
Without
Okay.
food. We do that, yes. We want to get the optimum benefit from our Hemohim and from our noni. And there are some things that I would like to suggest, that if we really want to be about a turnaround in our health, we need to also examine the things that we're eating and the things that we're doing. Some lifestyle changes must also take place hand in hand with our Hemohim, with our fermented noni, and the other things. You did mention diabetes. I think I heard you say diabetes, Gabriel.
Yes.
I want to suggest that we jump on the. I'm having a mental block. Our bitter melon is now in the U.S. mall available, and the information is out there. It really does help bring the sugar in balance. Keep it right there where it's supposed to be. No spikes. Your bitter melon. Atomy bitter melon.
And to talk about the bitter melon, is it used like the MOE, like I know it's the grains and so on? You also put it under the tongue?
No, that you can take. Nick, is it? It comes in a powder form, Nick. Is it in packets?
I know about it. I even have it here at home. But what I'm usually doing, I first put it under my tongue for a while. And all the bitterness is just vanishing after a while. Then I kind of mash it and drink water right after my meal.
I fully endorse that approach. Yes, Gabriel, go ahead.
But I don't know how many times in the day. Is it just after the lunch, or it could be both lunch and dinner?
Well, it says twice a day, so that for me, I would make that morning and an afternoon. There are some things that I have not thought of seriously about it, but since it's a sugar-related diabetes-related condition, I would have that early in the day. There are some things we take late in the day or at night. There are some things we take in as we start our day. I believe that the bitter melon, for what it is, that for me would be early in the day.
Okay. Thank you,
But
CJ.
okay, no doctor, but commonsensically, that is how I would approach my bitter melon. There are certain things that you take at night, things that will wake you up and keep you up. You tend to not want to take that at nights.
Okay, my last question about it. Bitter melon, what I'm doing right now is using only 1 or 2, but is
Two
it
is recommended.
Huh?
Two is recommended.
Okay.
Two per day.
Okay.
Yes. All right.
Thank you.
All right. I'm happy to hear from you again, Gabriel. You've been missing in action.
That's true. I'm
What's going
back.
on? Glad to see you.
No,
Glad to see
yeah.
you. Yes.
It's because I'm following this class, the Learn and Grow Rich, in the
Okay.
morning, and it's almost a little bit at the same period. That's why.
I see.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. Thank you, Gabriel. And by the way, just to let us all be aware that a week ago we did Melvin, what's the name of that book that you mentioned? If you can respond.
Yeah.
Was that for me, CJ?
Yeah. What was the book that you mentioned just
Yeah,
now?
it's The Greatest Salesman in the World, and it's actually a 10-month book, The Greatest Salesman in the World. What it does is it gets to a certain part, and matter of fact, on YouTube they have the 10 scrolls that are in the book. You can actually just go straight to it. And here's what I love about it, CJ. It tells you there's 10 scrolls, and it takes about 3, maybe 5 minutes to read each scroll. But here's how you read it. You read it as soon as you wake up in the morning to yourself. In the middle of the day, you read it again to yourself. Just before you go to bed, you read it, but you read it out loud so it sinks into your subconscious. The beautiful thing is this. Each one you read just like that 3 times a day for a whole month, 30 days, and there's 10 of them. So it's a 10-month book. And it becomes, it's just amazing what's inside of it. Amazing. Amazing. And lastly, just to try to remember the titles of them, and you just appreciate this. Today I begin a new life. I will greet this day with love in my heart. I am nature's greatest miracle. I will persist until I succeed. I will multiply my value 100-fold. I will laugh at the world. I am nature's greatest miracle. I will pray for guidance. Amazing what's in there. Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you. You bring some value to us this morning. And the reason why I actually asking you to talk about it is because just 2 weeks ago, we featured The Greatest Salesman. I'm just trying to find it right here, right now, as I'm scrolling up. But we went into it, but repetition is the greatest form of reinforcement. So I want to encourage all of us to be about doing some reading, some personal development. It's good. Leaders are in fact readers. So I'm just trying to. I highly recommend that we grab a hold of The Greatest Salesman that ever lived. I also want to suggest The Greatest.
The title. Yeah.
It is called The Greatest Salesman That Ever Lived.
Okay.
No, actually, it's The Greatest Salesman in the World. I just posted it in the chat.
Okay. Thank you, Melvin. And it's available in audio. So if you go on YouTube, you can pull it up, and there's an audio version. It's very good. I also want to recommend, perhaps for the weekend here, you could take a dive into it. The 4 Agreements, very, very good. The 4 Agreements, also in audio. And you also have The Art of Detachment. I ask those of us who can to how much time do we have left? The Art of Detachment is powerful. You read it, it helps you to overcome those things that are holding you hostage. You don't blame yourself. You you overcome your challenges quickly. It's called The Art of Detachment, and I highly recommend that.
Hey, CJ, can we have those 3 titles in the chat so that we can, after the session, go and research and find them on YouTube, please? Thank you.
So you're welcome, Gabriel. So in the interest of time, what I will do is I will post these 3 books, whether in audio form or in written print form. It's up to you, but I really want to urge everyone. I'm going to post these books in the chat, Momentum Morning, WhatsApp, and please empower yourselves. Les Brown says, upgrade yourself. I say, empower yourself. And let's get down with it. Let's be about taking care of ourselves. And also, again, please, whatever you do, take care of your relationships. Very important. And that's all we have for today.
CJ, did I hear you correct? Did you say the detachment one? What was that called again?
The Art of Detachment. I'm going to put it up right now.
Okay. Because I put it in there, but I want to make sure I heard correctly.
Yeah, the art
of detachment and the
art
4
of
agreements.
detachment. Give me a second. Let me just take a minute and do a quick intro, because it's very good. We tend to hold on to stuff, and the hurts, the expectations, and it holds us hostage. It keeps holding us back. I think just give me one quick second there. I need to find it.
I put in the chat the Art of Agreements and the Art of Detachment.
It's the 4 agreements.
Yeah, I typed that in there, those 2 titles.
Thank you, Melvin. And just to let us all give you the 4 agreements, it's agreement number 1 is be meticulous with your words all the time. Say what you mean what you say, and speak life. Speak good things to yourself and to folks around you. That's agreement number 1. Agreement number 2, very, very, very important. Take nothing personal. In this business, you've shared your heart, you've brought the message, and they walk away. Don't take it personal. Again, that's the art of detachment. Your expectations, you gotta let it go sometimes. Okay, do the best you can, all the time. Do the best you can. That's agreement number 3. And finally, agreement number 4: never, 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 ever, ever make assumptions. Don't do it. Don't play. Yeah. So not finding it.
That reminds me, PJ. That reminds me of a statement that was made in The Greatest Salesman in the World book that went like, your heart, mind, body, and soul. And I added, maybe 1 or 2 things, but your heart, mind, body, soul, and spirit will stagnate, rot, and die unless you put it to good use.
Wow, Melvin, you're a gem, brother. And I thank you for stopping by this morning. Really appreciate it. Again, I will be posting these 4 books in the 3 or 4 books in the chat. Enjoy the weekend. Do some reading. Get the if you can get the audio version. Oh, there it is. One second. Hey. Yes. Give me 1 second. Yes. Okay. All right. If you can linger for another 5 minutes, watch this.
You think your struggle comes from your circumstances, but the truth is, your struggle comes from your attachments. The day you understand that, the weight of your life begins to lift. Think about it. One careless remark from a single person can ruin your entire day. One unanswered message can steal your sleep at night. You tie your entire sense of worth to a result, to money, to an opportunity, And then you say you are not strong. But you are not weak. You are simply holding on too tightly.
Okay, you're simply holding on too tightly. And with that, we've come to the end of another Momentum Morning Freestyle Friday, the end of the week. It's been a plum pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege to be with you. I thank you all for sharing, for being a part of the Conquering Territory, being a part of this wellness campaign, being a part of the Atomy experience. Let's go out and let's do it. Aja, Aja, Aja.
Thank you.
Great, super productive weekend.
The weekend. Thank you.
Aja, Aja,
Aja. Spirit of God, save us.
We could all unmute and just wish each other a happy weekend, happy Sabbath when it comes.
Have a prosperous day in all the areas of your lives.
Same for that. Happy weekend, everyone. Happy Sabbath in advance.
Happy Friday, everybody, and happy wonderful weekend, and it's happy Sabbath as well.
Great having you, KJ.
All right.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend. Aja, Aja, Aja.
Aja, Aja, Aja. The greatest salesman in the world, the 4 agreements, the art of detachment. Yes, indeed. All right. Make it a good one.